All right, guys, hope you're doing well and great. All right, in this content for today, we're going to be talking about product market fit for marketing agency, and that is for restaurants. So, if you are in an agency and you work for say, as a marketing agent or as a marketing media channel or a company, and you want to target restaurant or any food service business, this is something that's going to be very helpful for you. So, I'm going to be sharing you just 8 points. I hope that you might just learn a little bit from this content because we've been in this industry for quite some time. So there are a lot of guys who are being as a new, company or say as a marketing agency, you want to start your business, you want to target a restaurant, and if you looked at it, the market, there's a lot of restaurants out there. The food industry is about $1 trillion business, but here, why is that many people are failing in to market the business? Is it because of the owner of the or so the operator of the business who does not know how to manage it, or is that the guy who are supporting them does not have the quality to support, or say the resource to support? So if there's a business person, right? See, anybody can run a business, but they always need to support an experienced person. So there comes you as an agency person to support in terms of doing the marketing, the sales, and all those things. So that is going to be your responsible, right? So if you cannot deliver all those quality service for the business owner, at the end, they also rely on you being as a part of their business when they pay you and request for your service. And if you cannot fulfill and deliver all those things, that's when the problems start. So you have to really understand why sometimes the restaurant business is, so hard for to get in or say to get a client because the restaurants probably may trust you, but the problem is that there are many agency who just messed it up because they thought that it just for the same thing. Well, the restaurant industry is a little bit different compared to other industry because the owner does have to manage because it's not a big corporate or anything like that. There is a lot of manpower involved in that, so they have to do and look to and monitor all the operation of the business, of the which include the inventory, the rents, the bills, the utilities, the sales, the transactions, the account, employment, of pay, leave, sick. There's a lot of things which usually is always a one-man show, right? So when you jumped into that business to assist them, to help them, and if you cannot deliver it, sometimes you probably may make the money out of those business to deal with the restaurant, but they don't trust you anymore because they were expecting at least you might just double 3x 4x 5x the business because they thought that you will bring some help, right? But if you could not do, then you're just going to go down with your business. So the same thing happened here. So in this content for today, there is not a lot of things you have to focus on it, right? You got to be you got to be mastering just one or two particular things. But I'm going to share you here. There are 8 points, which there's going to be a lot of points, but the top 8 points that will fit, which basically means your product is going to fit for the restaurant business or the food service business. So let's get into the contents for today. So number one that I want to share with you is the target audience demographic, right? So do you really understand the demographic of the business? So sometime you might well say, you're good with hashtag, keywords, all those things, right? And you might also run your campaign. You might also run your social media campaign, YouTube campaign, Facebook campaigns, and all those other campaigns, right? But if you really do not understand the demographic properly, probably you are just wasting the time of the person and burning the money of the restaurant owner. Say, for example, if you're in a little town, right? Say about like a 5,000 to 10,000 population, and you're taking about like 2 to 3,000 to help the restaurant owner, and because you can do a good sales, right? You can do really good sales, and you just give them hope to the restaurant owner that because of your service, they might just double or triple the investment, right? So that's what they thought about it. But if you have to come in, technically, how much can you really help, right? That's what also matters here. So you got to understand that how far can you contribute with your experience. That's what all matters at the same time. If you do not understand what you're providing based on the requirements of the owner, the business owner, right? You may never able to fulfill whatever the service that you say that you want to commit with and try to help them. And so at the end, you are just going to fail because you do not understand the demographic of that particular area or place where the restaurant is established, right? So sometimes you might well just try to play around, fool around because you just want to take the money out and run away, right? So you might well just say, hey, we got a 20,000 impression, 50,000. Nobody cares about your impression, right? Well, because you're paying. It's not like YouTube or a TikTok or Instagram Reel where you just did a good job and Instagram is helping you out to other people to explore about your contents and where you're getting more exposure, right? In those kind of a thing, probably you are good. But here somebody's paying you and you are paying to get more impression, but then the impression is not the right audience. You probably may say you have thousands of impression, but if you're not bringing that ROI, what's the use of it, right? So you gotta be focusing towards the community, right? Within 1 or 2 or 3 miles. People don't come from like 10 miles. People usually do not even drive from 5 miles. So the max is within 5 miles. So your audience demographic is not that big. But if you try to impress the owner that the audience is big, probably you are just fooling somebody. So that is the reason many of this agency fail. So that's something that you have to really understand. That understand what's the business owner, demographic is, and what is their target audiences. So once you understand that, do your analysis and try to come up before you take the money, right? And then do your research and be true to yourself, right? And be true to the business owner and tell them, hey man, this is what it's going to be. So this is what I can provide to you, right? And this is what the data shows. But that is going to be my charge, my fees, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000, whatever is your fees. But you gotta make sure that before you take you take the money from the clients, you at least tell them to tell them the right information so that they understand at the end what is going to be your expectation, because they're not going to be able to do all this research because that's not their expertise, but you are helping them, taking the money from them. And so if you cannot even deliver that, what's the hope, right? So make sure you understand the target audience. So the second part is menu optimizations. Well, that's something the expert has to do it, but as a marketing agency there is not much you can do it. But also what you can give to the restaurant owner would be, because you have your target audience analysis, right, and you have a report based on that, you can just give some a little bit of input here and there, saying that, hey, your demographic has more of a kids or more of a college students or more of a retired people, more of a working people, right? So let's say if it's a kids, then probably they might would just prefer some sort of a dessert, sweets, candies, and all those things. How about that? You can add on to your menu. Or let's say if you have elder people, right, or let's say people who are retired, probably they do not have the high budget to expand. So there must be some sorts of offer for people above 50, some sort of a 10%, 20% discount, something like that. You can come up with an offer to them, because menu optimizations is not going to be your main thing, but that is something that you will be able to share to the owner, the business owner, that you can help to them on this particular data that you have researched, right? So number 3 is going to be brand position. So you also have to really understand what are you helping the business owner, right? When you ask them a question, they probably may say, okay, I want to just get some good sales, right? Probably that's a good answer. Everybody wants a sales, but the sales does not just go with one pipeline, right? The sales come from various activities, brand promotions, marketings, and various other community activities. So you got to be very specific on what that owner wants, right? So let's say if you do every activities like ad campaigns, all those things, right, which I'm going to just share you in a while, you want all those things, but is there any is there anything that is most important for the business owner? Let's say in this case, let's say if they want to say, hey, how about if I build up my brand as well, right? So what you want to do is that you want to now focus on brand positionings of that particular stores, right? So you gotta sorts of a developed the brand identity. So how you do is by understanding the industry very well, so you can also talk about or say share them informations about what are their competitors or their similar products in the market, and if they want to dominate within that particular little territory, you can give a lot of idea about it. So you because they are asking you, they are paying you, they are relying on you, you have to come up with the idea or the the suggestions that what is the best way that they can stand out with their brand. So that's not that hard. It just there's a way to look around on it. If you don't understand what exactly is that the business owner wants, you may probably not be able to, consolidate or come up with the right conclusions. At the end, it's going to be a big misunderstanding. So everybody wants business, but everybody wants the sales, but the sales is not just one activity. The sales come from different activities, right? So building a brand, having a brand, good identity, people love your brand because you are supporting to your community, and all those things happen. So how you build a brand, that also drives the sales. So that is something that you want to focus on as well. So the number 4 is digital marketing. So let's say that's also part of the sales as well. So when you do perform very well digital marketing in terms of your social media marketing, and then you do your SEO marketing, and then you do your email marketing, all those things, this will compound your sales basically, right? So you got to understand what are you going to be delivering it. So in this case, let's go back to the previous scenario. So if the business owner says that, hey, I want to drive more sales, but at the same time, I want to build my brand, right? So focus on the brand, let the brand bring that revenue to the business, but at the same time the brand is built already, right? And the guy has been there for let's say 10, 20, 15 years and been there for many years, but the problem is that they are not driving that much sales. So the brand is already there, so we don't have to look too much on the brand or work too much around on the brand. But here we need to find a different channel where we can increase the revenue for the business owner. So in this case, we can utilize the digital marketing platform, which is going to be you're going to be doing SMS campaign or email campaign, and then you're going to be doing this content management campaign, all those things, and also update their search engine SEO, right? Optimizations, the search engine optimizations, basically. That's what you're going to be updating on their the Google platform database, or not necessarily Google. Let's say there are other platforms like Bing, where you may want to also update everything, right? So this is something that you can also assist it. So basically, if you do not understand all these little things, then you probably may not be able to focus on the the pipeline that will bring the revenue, or to streamline the revenue for the business, right? So let's get into the number 5. As very similar to digital marketing, this is going to be a content creation. So what is in the content creation? So what can you give, right? So let's say you are a videographer, photographer, and you are part of this marketing agency, or a marketing agency has somebody who is into photography or videography, right? So what you can bring in is you have to come up with a high quality content. Basically, that's what you want to serve, and also that must include some sort of video. Nowadays people don't do much blogging, but content sharing is a lot worth than the blogging, because this generation does not browse around web pages and all those things and read content. So instead they just want to kind of have a visual interaction. So that's something that you can work around on it, and at the same time showcase some of this the restaurant offering, right? What are the let's say for the happy hour, you can just make a little video out of it, and kind of continuously post those contents, engage those contents in the platform, not only in Facebook but also like other different social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikToks, all those things, right? So that is something content creations can also do it. So when you create this content creation, right, you are including not just the content, you are also including the promotions of the business, or say if they have some sorts of discount put on particular weeks. So let's say on a Monday the business is slow, so they are offering like a 10%, 15% from 2 to 5 p.m. on Monday. These are something that you can include it. Or let's say if they have a happy hour from like a 3 to 6 in the evening, that's something that you can always share. And also at the same time, you can also share, like if the business comes up with a loyalty program, and if the members are registering with their emails and phone number, they will be able to get 5% discount, or say accumulate the points later that they can remit those things, the points with some sorts of appetizers, or if they have good points, let's say a number of points up to like 100 or whatever the caps that the store owner want to come up with. Based on that, they may be able to get benefit from those points. So there are a lot of other ways that you can do with your content management, right? With content creations, content marketing. So that is something you will also want to understand and share all these contents to the business owner. All right, so now number 6 is online reputation management. So the online reputations management basically is the review and the feedback. So in one way, what you want to do is create this platform. Let's say Google review is free anyway. So Yelp is also free, and TripAdvisor. These are all free platform, but there are some paid as well. If you want to get like a more exposures, like in Google, right? You gotta pay your ad campaign so that you're gonna be on the top list. In Yelp, similar to that. But at the end, if you've been in the industry for a long time, you know how these businesses work. So if you really want to help the business owner to get good ratings, there are a lot of ways you can do it. If you're saying you cannot help the business to get more reviews on Google, you're saying that you cannot help the business owner in Yelp and TripAdvisor, I think you should quit your business job, because you're just faking yourself. You're just killing other people's businesses. There is 100 ways of to do it. I know it. A lot of people from from Yelp as well, from TripAdvisor. I think that's what it is. But I know a lot of guys from the Yelp, and I'll go from Google as well. You don't have to necessarily create a fake accounts, but there is a way to work around with Google and also Yelp to help that business owner, because you guys are taking the money. Just tell the business owner, hey, there's going to be a little bit of cost on these things because this is what we have to do it. Now your rating is showing is a 3 star, 2 star, whatever the star is, but it's below 4.5 star. So let's try to hit in the next 3 months, 6 months, 4.5 star. At least people will have these sorts of changes in your ratings. Once they see it, it will drive automatically. It will drive more traffic to your business because you have implement a lot, basically, right? So to help this business owner, you got to talk to Yelp, you got to talk to Google. They will be able to bring it out. A lot of resources that if you really will have to dig in. But if you just want to take out the money from that guy, from the restaurant owner who doesn't know anything about what you guys are talking, but he trusts you and you guys just want to crush that trust, it's up to you guys. But I would say if you do not know how to build those review, you should not be in the business. All right, so number 7 is promotion and marketing. So executing the campaign is very hard sometimes, because you got to really understand, because it does not just include, okay, here is the poster, here's the content, I'm going to put in and invite people. No, this is something that you will really have to understand, is that you might just fail if you just run a blunt campaign. So the purpose of the campaign in the previous video, as I shared to you guys as well, is that you have to understand what is the purpose of the campaign. See, the purpose of the campaign is to drive sales, but what is the hook? What is the offer? If the offer is not the hook, then why would people just come to your store, right? There are other places where businesses are advertising here and there, better offer, good deal, new flavor, new taste, new brand, new products. A lot of things are going in. So if you just want to take one pictures and just post and hoping that somebody will come in, it's not going to come in. I've tried it for many restaurants when I didn't know it, right? And I regret it. And now when I learned, I implemented and just double up whatever the campaign cost was. We got the proper like a 2x, 3x, 5x the ROI of whatever the campaign that we were running, because we understood later on. So there must be what we need is there must be a hook for every campaign. So if you do not have the hook, or if you do not have the good value that the customer should get it, right? Then you're just wasting your time. A campaign should have, or advertising campaign should have some sort of offer to the customers, not the store, not the product, not this or not that. The quality, the quality, the price, and the quantity, right? This is something which you have to bring in. For example, just a while ago, I mentioned if you want to campaign something like, okay, from Monday, the business, you and the business owner knows that Monday from let's say 2 to 3 p.m. it's a bit slow, 2 to 5 p.m. it's a bit slow. So if you're walking on a Monday from 3 to 5, whatever the hour, right, you will get a 10% discount plus one free appetizer, one free bottle of soda, something like that you can always do. So that's one of the A test. The B would be for the evening hour, right, for the elder people. So let's say for happy hour from 3 to 6, you want to do another campaign. Or say if they have a combo meals for dinner, for family pack meal, or say for a lunch pack meal or something like that, lunch combo meal, instead of buying for a $25, they can offer, if they come and pick it up from the store within this particular time, they might get for like 20 instead of $25 or instead of $23. So there is a lot of way you can come up with. Just do not post the website link, just do not post the just picture or nothing at all. Don't just highlight the product. The product is just some sort of identity, but the identity must be some sort of grasping thing. It should be some kind of a magnet thing. Why would people want to try that? Well, there's a new product. The candy looks sweet, the candy looks tasty, right? The candy looks awesome. But the thing is that what you understand is that the candy may probably look very awesome, but at the same time, what you have to understand is that what are you offering, right? What are you offering? That's something that you have to understand. So, oh my God, I got just scared, that cat. So the 8th one, the last one, right? Data analysis. This is very, very important. So if you do not have proper data with you, right? If you do not know how to utilize your data, you are just going to be messing up the whole campaign. So these are some of the things that you really, really have to understand, guys, because the effective and effective marketing is by proper utilizations of your data. So if you do not understand your data properly and you try to, work around, it's not going to work out. So the best way is to understand your data first and then work around based on the data. Then the data which you have probably may not be 100% accurate, but what you're going to do is that, or what will going to happen is that you may be able to accumulate one at a time, and you will be able to do your research, right? And at the end, all this source is going to bring in some sorts of 2x, 3x revenue to the business owner. So basically, here's something that you have to understand. If you're in a marketing agency, then you have to really, really understand what is the product market fit for the restaurant owner. All right, guys, I hope this content was helpful for you, right? And if you'd like this kind of a content, feel free to share to your friends, folks. And if you really like these contents, please do, if you have a feedback, suggestions, feel free to share me suggestions, comments, whatever you want to say. At the same time, if you would like to get kind of this on a training basis, I'm going to launch very soon a training program for people who really want to get deep into the marketing for restaurant, because the industry is big, the industry is vast, right? You just have to know that what you're doing. So I'm going to be very soon launching a training course, but I'll let you know about that. But let me know if you like this kind of a content, even if you're interested in joining this course in the future, which probably may be within 1 or 2 or 3 weeks. I'll let you know in the upcoming videos. But that's for all for today. And until the next video, you guys have a good day. Cheers.